Tell me, you must have heard about US aid.
Yes, sir.
What is the genesis of US aid?
Do we have an existing quantum computer as of now?
Do you think that the household labor be monetized?
What is the difference, or how would you see a difference in Himachali architecture?
Can you identify any Indian quantum physicists that you like with and their work?
May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please be seated.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Sir Vaibhav Singh and I am from Himachal Pradesh, Bilaspur. I have done most of my schooling from Shimla, and then I have done my graduation in political science honors from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. And now I am pursuing Masters in Economics from Indira Gandhi National Open University.
Okay, Vaibhav, tell me, you have opted for political science and international relations
Yes, sir.
as your optional paper. I find that you have kept Indian Foreign Service at a very low preference. Why so?
Yes, sir. It is, I think, at the fourth
Yeah.
preference. Yes, sir. Sir, one of the ideas was that since all the other services that I've opted above it, they also offer avenues for foreign postings and integration into realms of international affairs. So in that sense, I wanted to diversify my options. So that is why I've kept it at a lower level. Yes, sir.
Tell me, you must have heard about US aid.
Yes, sir.
So what is the genesis of US aid?
Sir,
And what does it do?
Sir, it is an old organization of the United States, which was to lend funds or give grants to developing world and countries of the third world for programs like in health interventions. For example, they were also funding tuberculosis elimination missions. So USAID was in a sense a tool of soft power for United States. But the recent Trump administration, with the focus on cutting the size of the government and fiscal prudence being their primary aim, so they have for the time being shut the USAID operations, and they are evaluating whether those expenditures are worth spending or not.
What is going to be its impact on India?
Yes, sir. So many of the projects USAID conducts with India, for example, the National Family Health Survey used to be conducted with the USAID's help. Additionally, we had the tuberculosis mission, and then there are other missions in climate change also that India undertakes with the USAID. So those would be impacted in the short run. Maybe because India is enjoying certain sense of warm relations with United States, we might see a restart of the funding in the near future.
Okay, you must have heard about PL 480 or Food for Peace,
Yes,
isn't it? What was its significance?
Sir, it was in the 1960s when India was facing a famine, and 1965. This was prior to Green Revolution. So in that sense, food grains were imported from United States. So it was in the form of a grant, like immediate payments were not needed. But then when we had the 65 war, and then there was international pressure from United States to cut back on the offensive side. So India realized that we need self-dependence. So then we switched to programs like Green Revolution in 67, and by 70s we were largely self-reliant in food supply.
India had witnessed a green revolution in the 60s.
Yes,
Why
sir.
the country is not having a second green revolution now?
Yes, sir. Also, in the formulation of Green Revolution, it was the idea that it should be an evergreen revolution. M.S. Swaminathan, the progenitor, he believed that. But unfortunately, our farming sector has got stuck in a a paddy and wheat cycle, as it's called. One of the reasons was there was no diversification that could have been done. And one of the problems that arose was because of perverse incentives due to how the MSP system works. Because there is a sense of in the farmers, there is this idea that since wheat and paddy are there is assured production at procurement by government at MSP prices, so they are only interested in cultivating them. So it has reduced not only productivity but also reduced the avenues of further income growth. So that is why there is no second green revolution that as we talk about.
Good. Vaibhav, tell me, you are from Himachal Pradesh, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Himachal Pradesh is witnessing rapid growth of tourism, isn't it?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
think it's a sustainable growth given its impact on the environment and the local culture?
Sir, with tourism, the idea of sustainability is important considering the fragile ecology of the state. But unfortunately, the state is witnessing a larger inflow of tourists than its holding capacity in a sense. We would prefer to have a low volume but high value tourism, as is being done now in locations in Kashmir and Uttarakhand. So that could be more sustainable, so that it does not put pressure on the local ecology. So in that sense, agri-tourism or eco-tourism could be the avenues to explore. So in the current way the tourism is being playing out in the state, there are challenges certainly.
Thank you very much, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir.
Vaibhav.
Yes, ma'am.
Vaibhav, I could see that you have won some prize also in one of the essay writing competition,
Yes,
right? That is feminist economics.
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly you study in feminist economics and how it is different from the regular understanding?
Ma'am, the discipline of feminist economics, it includes an angle of looking at economic problems through the lens of challenges faced by women in particular, and the ideas of how gender shapes economic opportunities and the repercussions that are there in economy. Like, for example, what would be the impact of climate change on labor force participation rate, or how markets limit or provide opportunities to women.
Okay, what is gender budgeting?
Gender budgeting is an aspect of how much expenditure of the particular ministries is going specifically for women-oriented schemes. And recently, government has also introduced this idea of evaluating the real impact of those schemes on ground. So India has around 8% of the budgeting in this FY26 budget. It was for gender budgeting.
If so much of effort has been taken in the direction for the empowerment of women, still we see that, and on the ground realities, women face a lot of challenges, in pursuing their career or even coming to the workforce.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the way outs? Why such a grim picture is still coming into?
Ma'am, 2 years back, Claudia Goldin, who won the Nobel in Economics, her research focused on the challenges that women face. So one of the ideas she posited was that the curve of women in labor force participation rate, it initially goes up as a country develops. Then it flattens out, then it reduces as well when the income increases, and then it grows. So one of the aspects is that it is a part of natural cycle of development. So India might be at a stage where we are flattening out. And
what are the other factors other than education and skill? What are the other factors one has to take into consideration for increasing the women labor force participation?
One of the factors is mobility. It should be. Another is a sharing of care work, for example, the domestic work between both the genders.
Okay.
And then thirdly, it should be that provisions like maternity leaves and these provisions should not dissuade the private sector employees.
Do you think that the household labor be monetized?
Household labor monetization, in the sense, if it is pursued as a profession, then it is already a part of monetized economy. But otherwise, how would we evaluate the costs that has to be undertaken? But it can be taken into consideration in GDP calculations to account for the labor that women do.
You also love to watch travel vlogs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a term which is getting popular these days, that is Noctourism. What is this Noctourism?
Sorry, ma'am, I have not heard about this
Nocturnal,
term.
do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
What is nocturnal?
Related to night.
Night.
So, night tourism.
Yes. Now, can you make out?
So, ma'am, nocturnal tourism, if the sense I get is that it can be related to dark sky reserves, like we have coming up in Hanle and then in Pench Tiger Reserve. Additionally, night walks in Delhi also are being undertaken. For example, ghost trails are being undertaken for adventure. Similarly, night sky already I've earned.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You come from Bilaspur.
Yes.
What are the specific cultural features of Bilaspur?
Ma'am, culturally, we have an integration of some cultural influences from Punjab as well as from adjoining districts of Mandi and Kangra. And we have our own language, Bilaspuri. And then we have our own folk dances and folk music. Gidda is also a part of it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You have also studied PSIR.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So tell me, how relevant is justice of fairness, in the context of India? Who has given justice of fairness?
Justice of fairness is idea of John Rawls.
Rawls.
And he talks about that the procedure of distribution of resources should be such that it is just. So the points he undertakes is that everyone should get an equal opportunity, and then if there is any discrimination done, it should be to the benefit of the weakest.
So do you think that everyone in our country is getting equal opportunity?
There are challenges, ma'am. For example, in economy,
No, yes or no?
there are challenges.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But we are working on alleviating them. For example, we have schemes like Ujala, and for women we have like Mission Shakti, we have Sambal and Samarthya under it. So there are missions being undertaken to alleviate challenges in equality in opportunities. But of course, then we have to also undertake the idea of Amartya Sen, that is, capabilities have to be built up.
Final. My final question to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Cite some of the constitutional articles which actually reflect the feminist perspective.
One of the primary ones is 14 because it talks about equality. So it has to be there. Then right to life also talks about, with Supreme Court's interventions, it has expanded to other ideas. For example, in abortion cases, many of the times women go there. So that right to choice is also part of right to life. And then we have the provisions against exploitation in terms of trafficking. So under the fundamental rights. And
What
then
is-
in directive principles,
Which specific article talks about that?
the exploitation.
Trafficking.
It is, ma'am, 24.
Are you sure?
23, ma'am. 24
You need to look
is-
into.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Vaibhav,
Yes, sir.
you have keen interest in quantum physics.
Yes, sir.
Can you very briefly explain what is singularity?
The idea of singularity, sir, it was most popularized by the idea of black holes. That when we reach the center of a black hole, the density of mass becomes infinite, the space-time becomes infinite, because the Einstein's equations of relativity as we know them, they lead to infinity and the equations break at that point.
Perfect.
Yes,
Some of the scholars are of the opinion that our ancient texts of Indian literature
Yes,
find references that are related to quantum physics. What is your opinion in this regard?
Sir, we do have in Vedic philosophy, for example, Vaiseshika school of philosophy that talks about Anu and Parmanu. So there are ideas of world working at a subatomic level. So, and then the idea of Brahman and Atman. So the idea of reality in quantum physics, like it is in a wave form, and then it collapses into a particular wave function. So it can be equated with the idea of that there are multiple realities, and then we see one of them.
Okay, so as you rightly mentioned that this knowledge was already available to us, but only after the Western revivalism of these concepts, we are reading these concepts as they exist today. What the government of India is doing in this regard? How are we approaching quantum physics?
So we have a national quantum computing mission. About 6,000 crores have been allocated. The target is to have around 50 to 100 qubits of quantum computing power by 2030. Yes, sir.
Do we have an existing quantum computer as of now?
We have quantum processing chips being developed. We have IBM, Google, Microsoft at a
What about
suitable level
India?
of progress.
India, something indigenous that we are working on?
I'm not exactly aware of the concrete projects that have come up.
We also hear a discussion that revolves around the development of semiconductors or the chips that are more suited to the artificial intelligence platforms. So
Yes,
how
sir.
this AI is different from quantum computing?
So AI is largely dependent on conventional computing frameworks because graphic processing units, the chips that they work on, they still rely on 0 and 1, the binary.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But quantum computing is based on qubits, which have they are in superposition, so they are not necessarily in either of the states.
You have studied political science at graduation level. You are studying economics as of now.
Yes, sir.
And you have interest in quantum physics.
Yes, sir.
Can you draw some sort of relationship between these? Like if we take the example of India, political stability and economic prosperity are the two criteria based on which we can grow. So how quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum computing can be at help?
Sir, quantum computing is the future as we talk about it, because India also was very slow in adapting to supercomputing. So we do not want same occurrences now. Additionally, strategically it is very significant because encryption as it works at the moment would be at a risk when quantum computing comes in. So India would need to develop its own quantum computing frameworks and encryption technologies for military and strategic and nuclear needs.
Okay. How can this be of help to a common man?
Yes, sir. Additionally, sir, with quantum computing, weather predictions with climate change, erratic weather events would be common. So that can become more accurate. And then agriculture, for example, we had DG Agri Mission. So minute weather predictions for crop cultivation recommendations can help further the scientific aspects of agriculture.
So there is an element of skepticism in the masses, and the recent version of the economic survey also suggested that the developments in AI may lead to job loss in a country. And for a country like India that has this huge demographic dividend, how are we placed? What are our plans?
There are certainly such challenges in terms of employment, because even one of the most significant contributors to AI, Professor, I'm forgetting his name, even Nobel last year for it. So he's very skeptic as well. The challenges are that we will have to reorient the capabilities of our workforce so as to be in tune with the changing needs. Because OECD expects that around 55 to 60% of jobs by 2050 would be such that do not exist even today, as of today.
Okay, and how do we do that? This specified upskilling that you are talking about, because this requires a very dedicated framework, and in a country where we have shortcomings at the level of primary and secondary literacy levels, how do we plan to do that?
Sir, with NEP now being implemented, one of the ideas is from 9th class onwards, we have to integrate vocational training, and that also includes aspects of AI and computing in it. So we are expecting that with that and idea of internships in industries that was proposed in last budget, we might be able to introduce the young demographic dividend into the industrial workforce with the requisite skills as early as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vaibhav,
Yes, ma'am.
explain to me the concept of democratic socialism and its usage in the pre-independence period.
Ma'am, the idea of democratic socialism is that state controls the resources in a way that they serve the larger masses. But then it is also democratic, unlike, for example, countries like China, where the political freedoms are limited. So state controls resources, but in concurrence with people's needs and demands. So in pre-independence period, the Congress struggles, we saw ideas from Nehru. He was inspired from USSR. That also got reflected in the 5-year plans that we undertook after independence. Additionally, we do see these ideas getting reflected in ideology of Gandhiji, because he talked about village level industries and empowerment. So in that sense, serving the masses at the last level, Antodaya, the idea of rise of the last man. So these are ideas that describe democratic socialism.
Do we have any political party in the pre-independence period that was specifically built on the idea of democratic socialism?
Ma'am, I am recalling at the moment Congress Socialist Party.
Who was the founder of it?
If I recall correctly, ma'am, it was Motilal Nehru and one more.
Okay. All right. So, can you summarize Hind Swaraj for me, the most important features which were written by Mahatma Gandhi in that?
Hind Swaraj in 1909, I think he wrote. It is the basic framework first outlined by Gandhiji about his ideology. So he challenges the idea of modernization as we see in the West. So he says that we should not oppose the English men that are controlling India, but we should oppose the idea of the Western civilization. He saw it as taking individuals away from nature, because idea of railways or modern medicine, he thought that they are eating into the natural aspects of humanity. So he preferred village level industrialization and manufacturing with the limited mechanization, like Charkha with Gandhiji undertook. And then his idea was that we should not hate the sinner, we should hate the sin.
There's this specific story behind him writing Hind Swaraj. He was traveling on a ship.
Yes, Kildolan Castle was the ship, and he was traveling from London to South Africa, if I recall correctly.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are doing your masters from IGNOU.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between an open university and a regular university?
Ma'am, in a regular university, we have to undertake regular classes, and there is minimum attendance level that is required for classroom level teaching. But IGNOU, we have a correspondence course, so online they can be taught to us, and then we can also visit the resource centers as when we want doubt clarifications. Other than that, regular classes have not to be attended, and so there is no compulsion on minimum attendance required.
Do you think such kind of universities undervalue the way in which we are taught?
The idea recently that we talk about in NEP is to have flexibility in how education is imparted. Because education today is not restricted to classrooms only. Real world skills from many people pursue jobs, internships, and then there are certain people who face hardships in pursuing regular courses because they have to sustain their families as well. So such universities, they make it more accessible. We talked about mobility as a challenge for women. So distance learning can be an aspect that favors their more integration into education sector.
Perfect. So you have interest in quantum physics.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is the father of quantum physics?
Max Planck is considered the father of quantum physics because he for the first time theorized that energy is quantized into packets. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you identify any Indian quantum physicists that you like and their work?
One of the earliest pioneers was S.N. Bose, who worked with Einstein on Bose-Einstein statistics, which is one of the bedrocks of quantum physics as we know it. And Higgs boson was also named in his honor. He's the only one I'm familiar with at the moment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Vaibhav,
Yes, ma'am.
you are from Himachal Pradesh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did Himachal Pradesh got its statehood?
In 1971, ma'am.
Very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the changes in the political fabric that you can see after attaining the statehood in Himachal Pradesh?
Certainly, ma'am, if I were to compare Himachal with Uttarakhand, because it attained statehood in 2000 very late, and we have similar geographical conditions. So I see that developmentally we are much more advanced. So in that sense, early statehood helped us prioritize our specific needs, because with Punjab being a plain state, we could not have catered to specific needs of Himachal. Additionally, we have this special funding from central government under the 70 to 30 ratio. So we get priority in central sector schemes allocations, since we have limited resources of our own. So that has certainly helped expand the developmental network in the state.
All right. What are the major challenges that you think Himachal Pradesh has faced in growing as a state?
One of the challenges is disasters, because last 2 years also we saw significant economic losses because of torrential rainfalls. Additionally, since geographically it is a difficult state, so there are limited types of industrialization that can be undertaken in the state. So in that sense, we have the pharmaceutical sector, but we do need some other sectors also to cater to employment problems, because now they are cropping up. Earlier the state was one of the largest employers, but now state is also pushed to its capacity. There are challenges at fiscal level, because state is indebted. Around 46% of the state GDP is in debt. So in that sense, these are challenges which we'll have to work on for sustaining this developmental path in future.
All right. After you becoming a part of the government,
Yes, ma'am.
what schemes or what suggestions you would prioritize for the development of the state?
Yes, ma'am. I think, ma'am, new avenues that can be explored, like global capability centers we talk about, India taking over. So in our state is climatically very much like Europe. So Western companies can be attracted towards the state to set up designing firms for chips, for example. So that is not manufacturing intensive, but then services sector can be undertaken. Additionally, education and health. These have traditionally been strongholds of the state, because we had very popular schools and hospitals. So wellness tourism and this taking foreign university campuses in the state under NEP, that can be undertaken to expand the sources of employment.
All right. Could you please tell me how would you maximize the potential of the famous things which are there in Bilaspur?
Yes, ma'am. The state government also has a plan of Nai Rahe Nai Manzile to develop new niche tourist destinations. In that reservoir is Govind Sagar Jheel lake is there in Bilaspur. So we can expand tourism there, like wedding tourism can be an aspect of it on the scale like in Udaipur. So similar level can be developed. Additionally, we have floriculture being undertaken by some of the progressive farmers. So that can be expanded, because we have near connectivity to state mandis in Chandigarh and Delhi. Then we can expand on horticulture. We have mango being cultivated, but then new exotic species like black plums, kiwis, they are suitable for the weather, so they can also be cultivated. So in that sense, we can expand the
All right. My
avenues.
last question to you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference, or how would you see a difference in Himachali architecture with the other architectures or the regions of India?
One of the most prominent aspects of Himachali architecture is the Katkuni style of architecture, which undertakes construction using stone and wood. So it is more resilient to earthquakes and landslides, because we also saw in Joshimath the old buildings that were there, they survived the landslides. So in that sense, and then we have slates being used for roofing. So it is more insulator. It is kind of an insulator from heat, and then also in cold weather it keeps the heat inside. So it is more suited to the local climate, I would say. In plains, we have undertaken more concretization now. Even in our state also now new houses are being built on with concrete. So that is a challenge because it also has a large carbon footprint, and then heating and cooling needs, they also contribute to it. So we have to undertake this idea of developing local architecture with modern amenities. So that can be a way out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, what do you understand by the term public goods in economics?
Sir, public goods reflect the goods that serve all the they are non-exclusive. So like they serve all the people and they do not diminish on its usage. For example, street lights. So they are public goods, and most of the time we see that they are funded by the state.
Why they are called non-excludable and non-rivalrous?
Because, sir, consumption of these goods by one person does not exclude another person from their consumption. For example, street lights, if one is benefiting from it, it does not exclude another person from benefiting from it. So that is why they are non-rivalrous and non-excludable.
Can you term health as a public goods?
It should be a public good, sir, but unfortunately we see that there are challenges, that it is not fully accessible to all. But I do appreciate the way the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana has been formulated. But maybe daycare services should also be included, because it only serves the inpatients, those who are admitted to the hospitals. So that expansion can be done.
Okay, thank you very much, Vaibhav. It was nice talking to you. The interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. May I come in, sir?
Come in. Sit down, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir.
Your interview is on 8th
8th of April, yes, sir.
Okay. Which attempt is this, Vaibhav?
So this is my first attempt.
Very first attempt.
Yes, sir.
So, how was your experience today with us?
Sir, I think it was good, sir. Yes, sir.
You are an excellent candidate, I must tell you, Vaibhav. This is your very first attempt, and we tried to ask you questions on variety of issues, and your answers were quite mature, to the point, and well-meaning answers. So these are good qualities. You must understand that this is the test of your personality.
Yes, sir.
Not a test of your knowledge, isn't it? Knowledge
Yes,
has
sir.
already been tested. So you are called in person by the commission just to observe you, what kind of person you are, whether you are a man of integrity or not, whether you are a balanced person or not, whether your views are positive or otherwise, and apart from that, your communication skills, whether you are able to communicate confidently or not.
Yes, sir.
On all those parameters, you are absolutely bang on. One or two small, we didn't find much of a problem in your performance. One or two small issues.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are in doubt, you don't venture out answering that question. Okay, says I don't recollect, I don't remember, whatever. Or take permission, I am not clear, but if you permit me, I can make a guess, but that permission you should take only after being very clear in your mind that you at least remember some name which is linked to that question, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that is very important, because one wrong answer based on guesswork can impact your personality test,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it? And it will have an impact on your score also. So why I am telling you, because this when we were discussing about Congress Socialist Party,
Yes,
then
sir.
you said Motilal Nehru.
Yes,
He
sir.
has no relationship with this party, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you should avoid answering such questions. If you don't know, doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
But you should not get into the area of surmises and all that. Conjectures and surmises is a big no. So that's the only advice from our side. Article 23, 24, anyway, you recollected. You initially said 24, then you corrected yourself to 23. Those are very minor mistakes. But if you want to score a very high marks, which you are capable of,
Yes, sir.
then you should shun away from answering questions which you are not confident of answering. Otherwise, I don't know how you have done in your mains examination. You are quite young. Board will definitely like to induct you and give you proper training to develop you as a seasoned career diplomat. But make sure that interview you get maximum possible marks, and you are capable of getting marks in the range of 180, 185, 190 also. There's absolutely no problem.
Yes.
Where answers have been apt, well-meaning, well-intentioned, and balanced. All the best from our side. If you have any questions to ask, feel
Sir,
free to
regarding my
ask.
posture and
Posture is all right. Posture is all right. Only thing is slightly you are, while answering questions, you slightly lean forward.
Yes,
try
sir.
to remain like this, erect like this. Then it will add to your personality. And when you go for the interview, go with a positive body language and
Yes,
smile
sir.
on face. That will add to your personality. Otherwise, nothing to worry about. Do your best and give answers to the best of your capabilities and honestly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.